Given the environment that we're in right now, the recession is going crazy. It's rampant. And did you know that 70% of Americans actually hate their job? Yeah, that's 91 million people who don't like their job. That's 3.6 billion hours a week of people going to their job and hating it. And I told you those stats because I want you to realize why 2% succeed and 98% fail in going on and becoming massively successful. If you don't know me, my name's Tyson Durfee. I'm a world champion rodeo athlete. I own multiple successful businesses. My wife and I are the founder of Shea Baby, Shea Michelle Buckles, and the No Limits Mentorship Program. And as a professional athlete, I've competed tens and thousands of times. And the reason I'm bringing you this information is because I don't want you to fail. I want you to be strong. I want you to be mentally tough so that you can go chase your dreams, so that you can live your passion, so that you can take your life to the absolute next level. So without further ado, let's get into why 98% fail and 2% succeed. People who are massively successful typically find their passion super young. I know what you're thinking, Tyson, you're a world champion. You must have found your passion super young. The truth is, I never liked roping. Roping wasn't something that I wanted to do. My passion was actually in bull riding. I wanted to be a bull rider when I was young, but my dad said, Tyson, you could get hurt, plus your career could be super short and there's no money in it. You might as well be a roper. You see, my dad was a trainer and we worked our fingers to the bone every single day. A short day on the ranch was 14 to 16 hours. And it was more than just a job. It was a lifestyle. But you know what? I didn't like that lifestyle. I didn't like working on the farm and on the ranch from 6 a.m. to midnight every single day. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. And so my passion wasn't just roping, but my passion was creating a life that way I could get out of that environment where I could live life on my terms, just like you're gonna do. And so I used roping as my outlet. My passion wasn't for roping. My passion was for getting ahead and applying my will as strong as I possibly could to becoming the best athlete that I could so that then I could get out and live life on my terms. Financial security, time freedom, a future, that's what I was after. That was my passion. And I just used roping and rodeo as my outlet. And so finding your passion as young as possible is truly a great thing to do. One tip that I would give you with this is I would ask yourself, what do I think about? What do I daydream about? And follow those daydreams towards your passion. If you're going to college, you're thinking about doing like a computer science degree, and all you think about is construction and building things and being outside and working with your hands, don't go to college for that. Follow your daydreams. Your mind will tell you what you should do. And here's the deal with following your passion. It may not be the most flamboyant thing. It may not be the coolest thing, but trust me, in America, you can become a millionaire in about anything. Whether it's computers, whether it's trading things, whether it's a cleaning business, whether it's a professional rodeo athlete, you can become a millionaire in about anything. And to be honest with you, millionaire doesn't really mean anything. It just means that you have the ability to live life on your own terms and you're not punching some time clock of some job that you actually hate. You know the stats that I showed you in the opening? The reason I showed you that is because the reason 98% fail is because they're not living in their passion. They hate what they're doing. Remember, 91 million people do not like what they're doing. If you don't like what you're doing, start finding that thing that trips your trigger and go chase that. The next thing that 2% do is they believe in themselves. They believe in themselves even when nobody else believes in them. You see, they have a calling and a passion to go do what they want to do, not what everybody else wants them to do. Think about it. If you're a young kid and your parents want you to go to college and become a veterinarian, but you don't like school, how the heck are you ever going to get through 8 years? And maybe you do get through 8 years because you're a baller and you're a grinder and you're willing to put in the work. What do you think your life's going to look at when you get to 40? And you've been doing something you didn't want to do your entire life? That's going to lead to resentment. That's going to lead to anger. That's going to lead to you blaming everybody else for the way your life turned out. You see, the top 2%, they do what they want to do regardless of what everybody else says, regardless of what their parents say, regardless of what their friends want them to do. They have a conviction inside their heart that says, I'm going to go do this thing because I'm passionate about it. Nothing's going to stop me. And I would ask you, are you that convicted about the thing that you want? Are you that passionate about the thing that you want? It may not be about your job, but I guarantee if you have a wife and kids or a family, you're pretty damn convicted about being a good person, providing for your family, leading by example, wanting your children to grow up and be amazing individuals. So I would tell you, in your business life, lead yourself the way you would lead your family life. If you're in front of your kids, or you're in front of your friends, or you're out on the town, you're not going to go act like an idiot, be rude to everybody. No, you have respect for yourself, you have respect for others, and you live that way by the manners that you put out, the way you act, the way you speak, what you say. So if people are dragging you down, don't listen to them. Follow your heart, follow your passion. Who cares what they say? Because at the end of your life, living your truest passion and doing what you truly feel is right in your heart is the only thing that's going to matter. The next thing that the 2% do is there is no plan B. I used to simplify it for myself as an athlete. Growing up, I was told, hey, you're never going to make it. You're no good. You're dumb as a box of rocks. And so I made it simple for myself. I said, I'm going to get out of this environment. I'm going to go chase life. I'm going to be successful or I will die. I simplified it in my brain. I come from nothing. I didn't have anything and I had nothing to lose. And the truth is, I wanted a way out. Being a great athlete was my way out. It was my way to provide a better life for my family. But I simplified it for myself. I said, I'm going to make it or I'm going to die. I know that sounds extreme to you and I know that sounds maybe a little bit crazy, but that's the way my mind worked. And it's another way of saying there is no plan B. People who are the top 2% do not have something to fall back on. What great movie was ever created where the lead character who is struggling, who is grinding, had a comfy plan B to fall back on? It doesn't exist. People who are the top 2% go out and chase their life. They go and chase their passion. They go chase the thing that they want because there is no plan B. They realize that all their effort, all their mental fortitude, all the stamina that they can put in can go into plan A because there is no plan B. Myself, there was no plan B. I was going to make it on the rodeo circuit or else. And because there was no plan B, I pushed it to the limit to get there. How about you? Are you thinking about plan B, what you could fall back on? Listen, there should never be a point in your life where you're falling back. Only moving forward. Even if you fail, look at it and say, hey, what can I learn from this? I'm going to continue moving forward. Will Smith said it, fail forward. I love that because if you fall down, at least you fall forward and you could scrape and you can claw and you can drag and you can pick yourself back up and you can get back into game. There is no plan B. There are only different forms of plan A. And so if you want to be elite, if you want to be the top 2%, you have to begin to adapt the mindset that says, when I fail, I will learn. I will then apply and then I will move forward. You see, most of the people who are the 98%, they're sitting back judging themselves. Oh, you should have never done that. Oh, that was too risky. Well, I don't know. Whereas the top 2% are saying, hey, I made a mistake here. That's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Let's keep moving forward at all costs. What can I learn from this? How can I adapt? How can I just get a little bit better today than I was yesterday? The top 2% don't spend time beating themselves up. They make decisions quickly and they move forward very fast. And I would ask you, how much time do you spend judging yourself? If you made a mistake, do you sit around and beat yourself up? Do you get emotional about it? Do you waste half a day thinking how you coulda, woulda, shoulda? Or do you adapt and move on? If you want to be elite, if you want to be a world champion, if you want to be an elite performer, you have to learn to adapt and move on. Let go of the past. You see, if you're one of those people that hold on to the past a lot, it's probably very hard for you. Life can be very difficult. You sit around pondering, I woulda, shoulda, coulda, only to stay in this vicious cycle of beating yourself up over and over and over and over again. But the truth is, if you would just realize that that behavior was actually given to you by somebody else, and then go back and fix the root of that problem, it will set you free. And high performers just fail quickly, they adapt, and then they move on. They don't judge themselves. They don't beat themselves up. They let go of the past and they move on, just like you should. Hey, do me a favor. If you like this video, let's you and me make a deal. Let's shake hands. Yeah, that good, firm cowboy handshake. If you like this video, do me a favor. Share it with somebody. Subscribe to the channel. And my end of the bargain, I will bring you everything I know about being a high performer, a world champion, and an entrepreneur. If that sounds like a fair deal, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment too, because I'm going to answer every single comment that comes in on this video. The next thing that the 2% do is they learn and apply very quickly. There is no mental masturbation here. You see, so many people, they get hooked on, this is the new book, this is the new thing. I've got to read this new book and it'll make me feel good. And they read all these books, which is great, by the way. You should read some books. But the truth is, you should read the books and then you should do what they say. Stop jacking around with it. As I said, no mental masturbation. Stop that crap. High performers implement and get it done. They learn quick and they move forward. I would ask you, how much time of your life have you wasted reading this book and then the next book and then the next book and the next book? You know, I got this question the other day from a person in one of my mentorship programs. They said, you know, what books have you read? And I think that's a great question. That's awesome. But the truth is, it's not about how many books you've read. It's about how much knowledge have you retained and then implemented. And if you're not implementing anything, then you got to go back to the drawing board. Get a process for yourself. I read a book, I take 5 takeaways from the book, and then I put it into practice in my everyday life, and then I grow. And if that's not the process for you in some kind of book, whether it's personal growth, finance, marketing, then you better do that, because the high performers move quickly. So learn fast and apply faster. And the 2% are elite executors. They execute, they get stuff done. How many times do we get inside our heads and I should do this, or I gotta get the logo right before I start my business, or when I get the right money, then I'll do this thing, or when the time is right, then I'll do it. No! Elite performers execute. They say, I need to do this, this, and this, and they start doing it. They don't wait for anybody else because they know that time is valuable. You see, to somebody who's broke, they look at time as not valuable. But somebody who wants to go and change the world, change their family line for the next 10, 20, 30 years, they know that time is the most valuable thing that they have, and they're not willing to waste 1 minute of it. So whether it's a to-do list for you to get the stuff done that you actually need to get done, or a secretary actually holding you accountable, then you need to have this, because the 2% are elite executors. They get the job done. They don't jack around. They live their life in a sense of urgency that says, I can, I must, I will. And when asked if the time is right to do something, they say the time is now. They say, I will do it now. And boom, they're off to the races. And the next thing that you must do if you want to be an elite performer is you must prioritize the things that you need to do. If you don't do this, your to-do list will be so incredibly long that you'll find yourself overwhelmed and you won't do anything. So here's a little step for you. Take your to-do list, list it all the way out, 1 to 100, 1 to 20, whatever it is for you. And then I want you to prioritize the things that need to be done with a highlighter or a star or something that show that it's a top priority thing. And a key tip for this is if it doesn't align with your why, then it's not priority. So for myself, there's a lot of things that I don't do. And it was very hard for me to let go of certain tasks within my business. For me, I was always the guy that's like, do it yourself. I can do that. I would say things to myself like, I'll do it all myself because nobody can do it as good as I can. I would say things to myself like, that costs so much money for you to do that. I can just do it myself. But you see, this type of mindset is the type of mindset of somebody who is broke because they're not valuing your time. In this moment of my life, I have passion, I have fire, I have desire. And the truth is, the more time I spend doing a to-do list that doesn't result in the outcome that I need, then I'm literally just throwing my time away. I'm throwing my life away. Because at the end of the day, if you're spending your life on busy work, you're not moving the needle ahead. Which takes me to the next thing. Elite performers clearly understand what they want to do. For me, my why every single day, the reason I wake up and get out of bed every day, is I help individuals transform into the highest performing versions of themselves. And I do that through what's called the Cowboy Challenge. It's down in the link. If you want to check it out, you want to be more mentally tough, you want to be more resilient, and you want to chase life on your turf, check out the Cowboy Challenge. It's down in the description below. But the truth is, elite performers, people who are the top 2%, high producers, they're chasing their why. They know there is a massive reason for them going after and doing this thing. And come hell or high water, nothing is going to stop them from getting it done. And like I said with my why, I help individuals transform into the highest performing versions of themselves. I do that through mental toughness, through high performance, through peak performance, through performing like a world champion on an elite level. I would ask you, do you have this for yourself? Do you have this clearly defined why that will pull you out of bed every single day? If you don't, you're doing something wrong. You're throwing your life away. You're throwing your time away, and you will never be the 2%. But the truth is, you can make that shift now. Define your why, be mentally tough, time to cowboy up, and go chase life. Hey, and if you don't mind, check out this video right up here. Yeah, this one. See this video? Go check it out because it will transform your life as well. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care and adios.